Hello and welcome to the 2018 Memorial Championship. We've got round one action from Fountain Hills, Arizona. BigSexy commentary, Nate Sexton and Jeremy Koling.
And personally speaking here, I feel like we have one of the best cards I could ever draw up here. It's going to be myself, Jeremy Koling, with Paul Ulibarri, one of my best friends in the world, Austin Turner, my touring partner, and Simon Lizotte, probably the most entertaining player to play with.
Yeah, that is a nice group. Hole 1, par 3, 393 feet. Probably one of the scariest holes we play all year because you come out of there, not really any warm-up area right near the hole, so you're going to be, sitting cold for 30, 40 minutes maybe, and then you got to throw this shot over water the entire way.
Yeah, it's such a small green. You can see here. Interesting rule, if you hit the wall, you get to advance to that spot on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And here I'm going with a splatter destroyer that I really like for shots like this. Really overstable. Pretty safe shot, though.
Yeah. Good, though. Probably leave you about 45 feet. Maybe. Somewhat unrunnable, but...
Yeah. Probably the scariest putt in disc golf.
And Simon going with a pretty sharp hyzer. Gonna try to bring it in towards the basket.
And takes a great skip and just catches that palm, which probably stopped about another 10 feet of roll.
Which might mean the difference between a layup and a go.
Right. And Austin with a very safe hyzer there. It's going to finish about 80 feet, 90 feet away or so, which is pretty difficult from that location, actually. You can see that downward slope to the green.
Yeah.
Leads right to the water, so you have to just barely get your putter above the hillside to land it safe.
The water carry quite a bit bigger for a left-handed player.
Yeah, it's a lot scarier shot. The righties have a lot more area up there. As we see Paul landing just inside the circle, which is a really nice shot to start off with.
What a local.
Yeah.
Just sliding it up. Here's Austin, guaranteed to be laying this up. It's way too far to try to make.
Yep, and that's a well-thrown approach there to leave himself inside 15 feet tap in.
Simon wanted to try it.
Wow.
Good to get a little bit of metal there. It's pretty easy for that putter to just scoot up over that wall and go OB again.
This is such a tricky decision. I wanted to give it a run,
man.
but I mean, had I had the right height and missed metal, that would have.
It's OB. Yeah, it's scary.
Yep.
Oh, just low for Paul. Everybody gonna have to look at par putts.
And for a hole that can really eat you alive and end your memorial right from the start.
Yeah.
First hole of the tournament, you can get a 7, 8. I've seen former world champions take almost double digits on this hole.
Yeah.
A 3 is nothing, nothing to scoff at.
No, it's good. No wet frisbees. That's good on this hole when you're starting out the memorial for sure. Hole 2, par 4, 703 feet. This one plays along the water the entire way. Popular option would be a low backhand, a forehand out over the water, or perhaps even a big high spike hyzer.
Yeah, we might see a few of all those plays here. A lot of different variety with our card, with a lefty, and Simon always just mixes things up.
Yep. Ooh, you go with the Annie.
Yeah, trusting that disc.
Wow.
Oh, man.
That was great.
Yeah, that had us all on the edge of our seats. I cannot believe that stayed in bounds.
My shot was jammed up against that very sign. I had to take a really weird stance because the sign was right in my swing.
Yeah, that is a really unfortunate break because there's very few signs in the course, but when they're in the way, they're really in the way.
There's the high hyzer, just getting down inbounds. There is OB on the right here, so if you're playing super, super safe from the water, you could actually end up skipping into the OB. This shot is perfect, though.
Well, it actually rained the day before the event on Tuesday, and this course typically gives you pretty good skips. I don't think we're going to see as many skips on the day after it rains because the grass really becomes a lot more Velcro.
Yeah, definitely.
And you see that shot typically gives about maybe 75 to 80 feet of slide and skip, and it just really gobbled it up right there.
Here's Paul from over 400 feet.
Oh, yeah, well over 400 feet.
Going with the wide hyzer, looking to skip towards the green. This looks really good.
You can't do it any better than that.
It actually looks so good that I need to see it again.
Yeah, we got to see that one again. I mean, that's just, Paul is really, he's the local, obviously. He knows exactly where that palm comes in to the play on the green, and
that is a crush. 15 feet shorter than that, it's in the water. He needs to commit to absolutely all of that shot to get it to get over the hill.
And a bit of a A story that we should probably mention, as Simon throws a great layup here. It needs to sit down, and it does.
Okay.
The day before the tournament started, Paul was giving a lesson, and he was in a different park, and somebody threw an errant shot and hit him in his rib cage. And he was actually giving a clinic to, of all people, a doctor who said that he had a fractured rib and that he could play through the pain if he wanted to. So he is playing through a ton of pain right now. And almost every shot he threw, you heard the grunts.
That's brutal.
And pretty much ideal placement. You can't really draw a better place if you wanted to put it anywhere, and didn't quite take advantage of that one.
Yeah,
playing
you'd
pretty
like to
safe.
hit below the hill ideally and let it kind of control it a little bit.
Yep. Austin with a nice layup there.
Yeah, perfect.
You like hearing that pull sound when you can't see the bottom of the basket.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Aggressive run. Pretty close.
Yeah, that was a bit of a headwind there from about 60 feet as we see Simon tapping a nice birdie here on hole 2. First birdie of the day for our card. And Paul will do the same.
Hot on his heels with the second birdie. Oh. See, the artistry is just coming.
Yeah, I was inspired.
See,
I mean,
I never knew about that. That's just a new part of our game now.
Yeah,
if you're on video, the tap out needs to be done with a little flourish. I'm gonna have to work on some of that stuff, maybe off season.
Yeah, it's not something you want to pull out game time.
No, not really. Hole 3 is a par 3, 294 feet to an elevated basket. OB on all sides, just about as big as the 10-meter circle. So if you are left, long, right, you're out of bounds. Simon going with the backhand hyzer. Nice skip forward, absolutely parked.
Checks up. And I think he kind of looked back at us and was like, oh, that worked out. I think he was trying to go a little bit higher, but those shank parks are some of the best shots. I'm not going to call it a shank.
No, far from a shank, but maybe not exactly the...
angle of release, maybe.
Yeah.
Nice shot from Paul to land up about 24 feet away.
Swinging the forehand out wide here.
And
in bounds.
Yep.
Little bit of putt left, but not too bad.
Austin has early released this one with hyzer skipping towards out of bounds, but look at that Velcro grass.
Oh, nice.
Come and play, just barely stays in bounds. As you see, his disc is right next to a guy from another card playing the hole 2.
Here's Austin just inside 10 meters. No, maybe just outside.
Oh, yeah, let's see that again.
Yeah, definitely.
And Austin is one of those guys that I think prefers 12 meters instead of 8. He wants to have that jump putt there, and you can see why he's really good at that putt.
That's a nice putt as well into the tall basket.
And Paul makes his. That leaves Simon for a tap-in cleanup putt for our first star frame.
Nice.
And that's a hole that you really feel like you got to get. Although there is danger 10 meters around the circle for the out of bounds, for the most part, that's a got to get birdie.
For sure. This one, not so much. Hole 4, a par 3, 463 feet downhill, a little bit blind. You got to get over that planter area, which is out of bounds, and then you have to find your way to come up short of the street. This hole, in my experience, I'm either 80 short or I'm in the road.
Yeah. It's really difficult to trust that distance. You got to throw, as a righty, you want to throw a hyzer right over these trees here, and just make sure that you avoid these planters. If you could hit this tree, as Simon has done here.
This could be a fantastic roll.
Yep.
Yeah, that qualifies as fantastic.
Yeah, anything inside 15 meters is bonus.
Paul with a little bit lower line. Looks like it has plenty of distance.
And man, that was really such a nice shot. The flip up, trust in the distance was perfect, and just unfortunately caught that tree. Left him just inside 10 meters.
Is this going to clear the planter?
Yeah, I believe it does.
Nice. Oh, just
and
short
look
of
at
it.
this.
Wow, these rolls are...
That's what happens in this hole. If you hit
beautiful.
that hillside with hyzer, you'll roll down. It's always interesting to see it in the reverse angle, though, to see how much roll you actually get.
Yeah, definitely.
And this is such a difficult hole for a lefty, right?
Big shot.
Just don't have the same advantage of getting the roll on this hillside.
But you don't have to worry about the planter or the street.
Yeah. And that way it is nice.
Oh, similar distance, just leaves it low. And those are, I mean, you're not going to see 4 drives better than that.
No, and this is a 6 hardest hole in the course. It averages over par. So to have a look right here at 3 birdies is pretty awesome.
Yeah, as you guys are tapping out these birdies, we got to check in with KJ Nybo about his round.
Got a few birdies and kind of relaxed round, I think. Had a nice card. I was always mostly inside the circle and within range of my putting.
His putting range is pretty far, though.
Yeah,
so
that's not really saying much.
Yeah. Hole 5, par 3, 372 feet, OB street, OB picnic shelter, and OB sidewalk, just long. So you just want to throw either a straight sort of fairway driver, perhaps, or you might see the high forehand play.
This is such a strange hole. The green is obviously really tiny, as you see here, right up there against the edge of the street. And it says it's 372 feet. I just have never been able to trust that distance.
It feels a little shorter, doesn't it?
It looks like it's shorter, but I feel like it plays about that length. But it just plays tricks in your eyes, I feel like, and your depth perception.
Here's Paul. Ooh, it's drifting a bit, but I think it's going to have the finish he needs.
No, that's his trusty Steelers F2 that he loves throwing so much. That's just picture perfect.
Ulibarri is a great thrower of the fairway driver, I think.
Yeah, one of the best.
Whoa, little lower than you like.
Yep.
Whoa.
God, the edge of the roof there, which
inbounds?
Yeah, I think that saved me from potentially going out of bounds.
I think if you go clean around that thing, you're going out long. So that's maybe a decent break. Wow, this is an interesting play. I would have thought big backhand hyzer for him, but
awesome forehand.
Perfect shot.
Yeah, that is so sweet. And I was very fortunate just to be in bounds. I mean, that shot, you have to get it high, and keeping it low just put way too much distance on it.
Yeah. This can be a tough putt from distance because that sidewalk is very reachable on the air ball.
Mm-hmm.
Nice birdie from Paul. Looks like he is definitely feeling a bit of pain as he walks.
He's grimacing. And Austin with a really nice birdie on this one. It just doesn't get that. It doesn't birdie that much.
No.
I mean, it averages below par at 2.96. Only the 10th hardest hole, but it just doesn't. There's not that many birdies on it.
Yeah. It's treacherous.
I'm waiting for that thing to settle.
Yeah, gotta let it come to rest, folks.
That's right.
Hole 6, par 3, going up and over the trees, 233 feet. The main feature here is super steep slope on the right side. So if you're even 15 feet right of the basket, you're very likely to roll into the road.
And this one is just so easy seeming, but then the way that the wind always comes off the lake here, you have that left to right. It makes this hyzer interesting because you have to throw it almost directly at the pin and let the wind push it down.
Yes.
And then you're kind of at the mercy of how does it roll. And if you go forehand over the trees to the left, how far is it going to push it over to the right? And how close do you want to play with the road?
Whoa, up the middle for Austin.
Very unorthodox play here. He just said he's
probably
never even
quite the result he's looking for, but it's not horrible.
No, you don't want to really have a putt from outside the circle in this hole because it's really hard to go for it. But yeah, that was very interesting. He said he never even practiced that shot.
Wow. Simon also hanging it out quite a bit, or playing it actually a little bit tighter than you might want to. Oh, and the big forehand over the highest part of the tree.
And didn't get any ground play, which is okay, but I thought that it would be a little bit closer than that.
Uh-oh. Okay, good. Uli runs it, but does not get any roll away. Pretty good job controlling the angle there.
Yeah, we had a bit of a tailwind here from this side. And look at
Austin
that.
with another jumper. Let's see it in slow motion.
Wow.
Beautiful. Nice putt from the Germinator.
Germinator came to play. Kind of, maybe. I don't know.
He's making putts, from what I can tell.
He's making some putts.
And Simon hits as well. Kind of mediocre drives, no problem.
Yeah.
Cheering on that ad synced up perfect with Paul tapping in.
They knew.
Yeah. Hole 7, par 3, 210 feet. Greens don't get tougher than this, I'll tell you that. You are out there on the tip, sloping down on all sides, generally heavy wind.
Yeah, there's a couple different plays that you'll see traditionally. Most players are going to go with the backhand putter shot, and for lefties, you'll see a sidearm play here, which is a safe play. And Austin does a great job of keeping it in bounds and only about 18 feet from the pin.
Perfect shot.
And
Simon likely with a P2.
Yep, and just caught upper cabbage.
Oh no! Did it touch the good side?
The spotter gave him the short side, so I mean on the side of the basket.
Okay, so he's got a makeable putt. Whoa!
And that almost held on, but didn't quite grab it. That was difficult. I just saw Simon throw out of bounds at the P2, and then I was throwing to Simon Lizotte, Sky God P2.
Oh, nice.
I had the pressure of showing him how to do it.
That, to me, stay floating, baby. That, to me, for Uli, very surprising play. Mm-hmm. I feel like being a local, and as well as he throws the putter, I just am surprised. I do not like the forehand driver on this rounded green. I feel like it's going to bounce. It's going to go weird places.
Wow, and nice putt there from Simon. We have a new putting graphic there. He's 38 feet away. Didn't bat an eye as he made that par putt. And this is about as calm as we ever get here on this green.
And Austin looking at a birdie. Well done.
Picks up the only birdie on our card.
Uli not happy there. Gonna have to settle for a 4.
Yeah, we didn't see a red flag given by the spotter, and I think that we all thought that his shot was in bounds.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's such a tough thing. That shot usually sits pretty well. I mean, he has great touch with the forehand, but
sure.
Just that time with a little unfortunate break.
Hole 8 is a par 4. You're going to play a big shot off the tee to try to find that first landing zone, and then you've got to cross the water onto a very similar green. There's 3 greens in a row on this course, out on peninsulas, a lot of wind, a lot of water.
Yeah, and you see that left to right cross one really helps for Austin throw the big wide hyzer there with his force.
It's a great shot. He's probably got 200 feet to the green.
Yep, a little downhill approach from there.
Simon probably looking to bite off quite a lot here.
Yeah, and just the pretty, I don't know, general, simple hyzer shot. But look, I mean, it's crazy to see how much further he threw it than Austin, and Austin just crushed it.
Yep.
You know, Austin's got a ton of power.
Yep.
This has got to get over that tree there.
Oh, no.
Just at the very highest point.
At least you're around it. You probably can see the basket from there.
Yes, I can see the basket from
But it's
there.
a bit of a scary shot.
Mm-hmm. Looking closer to 280, 300 from there.
Yeah. And that is just perfect from Paul. Not quite in the Simon zone, but who is?
Yeah, Simon is. That's it.
Okay, forced to go driver.
Going with a Sexton Firebird here, and he needs to just check up.
Oh, yeah.
And it just was crazy to see the way that the ground was playing on this day. I mean, you really aren't used to seeing the ground be so slow out in this course.
Yeah. Just got to hit the front of this hill. That's perfect. Slows down immediately.
Yep, Velcro, man. It was really cool.
Uh-oh.
And we're going to need some serious Velcro here, like super strength.
Dang. A little bit OB there. At least he did cross the green. He'll have an edge of the circle putt. Although the water is low enough that a meter doesn't even get you up the slope.
No, it's...
So you have to putt from a very tough place.
Yeah, and Simon kind of looked at his hand there like, what went wrong? Nothing went wrong. You're still fine. But yeah, it came up just a bit short. And I'm going to call that an X out.
In honor of the Mach X?
Yeah, in honor of the Mach X, that was an X out. That putt looked perfect. I was really surprised to see that not fall.
Austin taking a contemplative moment down by the water's edge there. Simon connecting for the birdie. Let's get a quick word from one of our title event sponsor, Discraft.
All right, we see 3 birdies and a bogey on hole 8, which is a pretty good score on that hole.
Hole 9, another very, very tough one. 406-foot par 3, probably the number 1 handicap on the course.
Without question.
Because it is a par 3 and it's borderline unbirdieable, you really need to take a very risky, very big shot. I mean, I'm sure a couple players are getting there. Perhaps this man right here can show us how it's done.
And those who have done their ratings research know that this was the only hole that was not birdied by Paul Macbeth when he shot his storied 1132 rated round at Memorial 2013.
Oh man, Simon gets the green handkerchief.
Yeah, he's definitely playing with some fire there. That was really close in the backside.
And this is well wide. That's not really a bad thing.
Yeah, it's just real safe play there. The wind was coming pretty hard from the left to right. Made it really difficult to try to go for anything closer to the basket. So playing into the fattest part of the fairway there was the best play for the righty hyzers.
You know Uli wants to go for this hole, but it doesn't look like the conditions are going to let him do it. I mean, still a nice play.
Yeah, and knees and bounds there. It's a good play, and it leaves the layup pretty easy, but really nothing's easy when the basket's that close to the green. I mean, to the water there.
This is not a real good lefty hole.
No, probably the hardest lefty hole. It's just the hardest hole in the course. I mean, the average is 3.71. I mean, that's 0.7 over par is just, that's treacherous.
Yeah, I need to probably watch a little bit more Austin golf, because I would have thought there forehand. He keeps surprising me. I would have thought he'd just smash a fast disc forehand there, get on the green,
right,
layup.
And Simon with a nice little layup putter shot there, and Yuli's going to do the same. It's funny, Austin just called him a chicken.
I think this hole could stand to maybe come 30 feet closer.
That's exactly what I said to Paul. But he said, no, it'd be too easy.
It wouldn't.
It wouldn't be too easy.
It just wouldn't.
Look at it, Simon just barely getting that one in the left side.
Or maybe just move the tee to not be so like right behind a tree.
Right.
I feel like this whole play is very boring.
Yeah, and the only people that thought differently were Anthony Brell and Ricky Wysocki coming off of twos in that hole.
And they probably made it look very exciting. You are right about that. That's it for our front 9, folks. Thank you for tuning in. We will be back with the conclusion at Fountain Hills. See if any of these guys move onto the lead card for the second day at Vista.
Yep. See you soon.